Hey guys, my name is Ryan. I just wanted to share a quick little something with you guys that we've been working on here at GOAT. But I want to back up a little bit first. So when we started GOAT 6-7 years ago, we knew that we had these kids that wanted these experiences, and we knew that we had these locations we could take them to. But since day one, that transportation has been an issue, right? So Greenville is a great location. It's 30 minutes from hiking, an hour from mountain biking, 2 hours from whitewater rafting, but it's not quite close enough. So every time we're finding a new group of kids and taking them outdoors, we're having to help, in most cases, provide transportation for them to get there. It's just become a big part of what we do, and it's a huge service to the groups that we get to serve. So initially, what we were doing is renting vans just on an as-needed basis. So we would, have a trip on Thursday of this week. We would go pick up a van Thursday morning, take the kids on the trip, drop it off, and get a new van the next time we need it. And so that's kind of progressed. We now average about 1,200 students a summer, and our needs have grown as well. So last summer, for example, we had a van that we rented for the entire summer. So we picked it up in May, we dropped it off in August, had it the whole time. We would, rent here and there where we needed to supplement, but pretty much every day we need a van during the summer. So even coming out of the summer, we were starting to look and say, hey, we've got these kids that are here every week. We're doing the LEAD project now. They're here on Monday nights, they're coming other nights, and then, Greenville itself is a little hard to deal with transportation. And so we needed a way to help get those kids here and to transport them. So we kind of stepped back and looked at our budget. We applied for a couple grants to get a van, no luck. Maybe I'm just a really crummy rider, who knows. But we kind of looked at it and said, we have a lot of generous people around here who have already given quite a bit, and so maybe there's a way we can do this. And so thanks to all of you, anyone who gives, anyone who's part of the tribe, and for our Christmas fundraiser, tons of people who pitch in, any amount in that range that we do during Christmas and make that fundraiser happen. And so we kind of looked at it and said, we might be able to do this just with the generous people that we have. So here's the plan that we came up with. I'd love to, it's nothing crazy, it's nothing mind-boggling, but we thought it was really unique, and we want to share with you guys the way that we're kind of thinking and how we're really trying to steward the money well that you entrust us with. So this is this was the method that we went through. So when we look at adding anything or starting a new program at GOAT, the first thing that we try to think through is how can we make this sustainable? How can we make this something that will last and that we won't have to come back and find the money again for next year? So when we looked at our budget, we looked, in 2015, we found that we spend $8,500 a year on van rentals and insurance for those vans throughout the course of the year. So that's $8,500, total yearly budget, that line item, and that provides us the transportation that we need at this point just for our summer program. So like I said, from middle of May to about middle of August, we've got all the transportation we need. And so if you do the math, that works out to about $708 a month. So again, we spend all that money during the summer, but we kind of looked at it of, okay, how much are we spending throughout the whole year? And let's kind of reverse engineer that. So $700 a month is what we spend, and again, we only have a van for 3 months. So we started doing some research. So we looked into passenger vans, right? So a Ford Transit van, which is what we ended up, kind of deciding to go with, costs $35,000 brand new. That's a lot of money, but nothing too crazy. And so we looked at a little bit more and found that a year old with about 20,000 miles on them, we can get them for $27,000. So that's a decent savings. So we kind of started there and said, okay, so $27,000 for a van. And then we looked at it, okay, what's the point where we would need to sell a van and get the maximum amount of money out of it? So we found that at about 4 years old, these vans, as long as you sell them before 90,000 miles, they're worth about $10,000. So we got a little creative. We looked at our payment, and essentially what we did was we went ahead and bought one of those. So we bought a $27,000 van. We kind of looked back at the $10,000 that it would be worth in 4 years. So we put $10,000 down. Again, that's money that we already had thanks to your generosity and people in the tribe and people who were part of the Christmas program. And so thank you all for that, for helping us to kind of be a little independent. And so we put $10,000 down. We financed the rest of it. And the plan is we will sell or trade that van back in 4 years here and get $10,000 for it. And you can see where I'm going, do the exact same thing. So we'll put that $10,000 down on another van and continue this process forever and ever. And so when you start to look at it, the research, the math on that, the payment for the principal and interest for the van is about $450 a month for 4 years for the $17,000. When you add in $150 worth of taxes and insurance per month and then about $100 of preventative maintenance a month, you get to about $700 a month. Look familiar? Yeah, so that's what we were spending. We looked at this and said, man, we're spending that kind of money already to have vans for 3 months of the year. What if we could do that and have a van all the time. So that's what we did. And so the cool thing about that, what we think is really unique, is that we now have a van all the time. Our budget didn't change. We have that same line item, that $8,500 a year is always there. That $700 a month always exists. But now it's even easier because we're not spending it all during the summer. We're not spending $8,000 just in 3 months. We're able to spread that out throughout the year and help us manage and predict our costs a little bit better. And then it continues to work, right? So if this plan works according to what we're trying to do, in 4 years we'll trade it in, we'll put it towards another van, and our payment will continue. We'll never have to increase that line item in the budget. We'll have $8,500 a year, and we won't have to have another outlay of cash like this. The $10,000 that we just spent, we'll get that back out of the van, and we'll just continue to roll these things on forever. And so we really hope this model works. And we think that it'll help us to buy this and maybe other vans down the road. And then lastly, it looks really cool. As you can see, we got some graphics done. The kids have been pumped about it. I've been pumped about it, but it just looks really cool. And so we're really excited about being able to have that out in the community and for people to recognize it. So again, this is all because of you, you guys, anyone who's a part of this, anyone who's given $1, who's given hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, anyone who's a part of the tribe, anyone who climbs at the gym, anyone who participates in the Christmas fundraiser. Y'all make this happen. And so we just wanted to say thank you. We wanted to kind of explain again what we're doing with your money. And we wanted you to kind of get to see how we're trying to think outside of the typical nonprofit box and do things a little bit differently, a little more creatively, and provide for the kids that we serve while also stewarding the money that you've entrusted us with well. So thank you so much for being a part of this. We just wanted to share this. We thought it was kind of fun, kind of unique. And so if you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to reach out to our staff. And if you see us around town, please wave, honk, let our kids know that you're there, and they'd love to wave back at you, I'm sure. Hopefully nothing too inappropriate that comes your way.